Well, here in Pennsylvania and other states nearby, like West Virginia, Western Maryland, uh, other parts of New York, and there are a lot of open areas. There are a lot of wilderness areas still in these states, and you know, these aren't the only cryptids that people see out this way. There's a lot of activity, a lot of different stuff, and we just really are just scratching the surface, trying to explain the existence of some of these beings right now.
Mm-hmm.
The interdimensional theory is convenient for the most part, but we just have not, we just haven't proved it yet. You still got people that believe that these are all indigenous beings, flesh and blood beings. But the fact that we haven't seen the evidence supporting that tends to make many feel that, and this is there's something else to the story.
Yeah, yeah, and well, I don't know. There's something like almost mystical about Bigfoot as well, because I
Mm.
mean, he's the original cryptid in my mind. He's one of the oldest stories, and every culture, even we didn't really share cultures before. They all have their own indigenous myth about, whether it's the wild man or whether it's, an ape-like creature. Like they all have something similar in common. So like Bigfoot's always been timeless in that regard.
Hmm. Yeah, there are stories of these beasts going back many centuries here, and especially in North America.
Now, I don't know. I guess since we don't hear too much about Bigfoot in groups, do they have any sort of is there any like theories about how they kind of organize themselves into like packs, or well, I guess it'd be more of a tribe like scenario. Then I mean, do they have like a social hierarchy of any kind?
I don't know. It does seem from some of the evidence that it is like a tribal type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not large groups. I think mostly if there is a group, it's a family group. I don't know how much mixing there is between, families or whatever. I think they kind of, they try to stick to a smaller group for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's just from some of the evidence and mostly anecdotal evidence that we've had over the years. Though, hopefully technology will kind of, open that up a little more eventually so we get some more idea of what's really going on.
Oh yeah, particularly with like drone technology as well, being able to
Yeah.
like cover land that I mean it would take hours upon hours to be able to hike up into. Um, but I don't know. I mean, you were saying in that region that like food is plentiful. Like, why do you think certain Bigfoot want to, come and interact with humans? I mean, do you think that do you think that they're just scrounging and looking for food? Or do you think they're after certain things that they bring back to the tribe?
I don't really think they do it intentionally for the most part. There may be a few rogue beings out there.
Yeah.
I think there have been stories of kidnappings and such for years, especially in the British Columbia, up around that area, the Pacific Northwest. You don't hear a lot of that around here or in other parts of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if there is some type of contact, it's either that they feel threatened or they just happenstance come across somebody or somebody comes across them.
Now I'm unfamiliar with Bigfoot's doing kidnappings. That's yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit more about that. Is it just do they target like certain kinds of people? Are they kidnapping? I mean, kids? Is it like I don't know? Is there any like pattern in why they kidnap?
Well, there have been theories about possible kidnappings, and of course there have been stories for years about certain individuals who say they have experienced being kidnapped by one of these beings. But there's an area in British Columbia, the Highway of Tears, where a lot of females, especially Native American females,
Mm-hmm.
have just disappeared along this highway. And it could be that they were actually abducted by somebody driving down the highway,
Right, right.
but there have been very few remains found, and the high number of actual missing females, plus the well known population of Bigfoot in the area, tends to support the theory that these may be kidnappings by these beings.
So let me ask you: do you think that I mean, do they like hills have eyes them? Do they just take them off, use them for sexual pleasure and then eat them, or is it maybe like I don't know? I don't want to say something more innocent like a companion, but type of loneliness. If it's a lone Bigfoot, but I don't know, man. The prior seems like it's more of a logical assumption.
Well, I really don't know a whole lot about it. That as opposed to others who have looked into it.
Right, right.
Many feel that when a woman is going through menstruation, that they can somehow sense it through either smell or whatever,
Oh yeah. Well, I
and
mean,
that
your
they do
dog can
attack. They
sense
do
it.
attack them. Right? It's just like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like any animal. So when they go into season, so I believe that may be something to it, to that, that explanation, but who knows? I mean, there's no real proof of that.
Yeah. Now it seems like the big. I mean, assuming that these kidnappings in these stories are accurate, right? It seems like the Bigfoot in that area are a little bit more aggressive than the
Hmm.
Bigfoot that would be down in United States Northwest. Do you find like different aggression levels or different kinds of attacks or sightings are more prevalent in different regions? And then I mean, do those different regions just have I don't know, different temperament or behavior patterns?
I think most of the aggression, most of the stories of these things showing some aggression are up in the Pacific Northwest, and some down in the southern part of the country. So I don't know what it is, but it does seem that's where most of the aggressive reports have germinated from.